channel. My name is Crawford and this is Virginia's for Lowriders. Today we're actually doing something really different. I say that a lot, but today is the day that we're doing something completely different that I've literally never done on the channel. I have been contacted by a company that I feel if it works out for both of us. It works out for all of us. Everybody's on a budget these days. It's 2025. I get messages weekly, daily, pretty regularly of guys saying, "Man, it would be really nice if I could build my truck, if I only had a welder, if I only had this and that. But everything is so expensive now that I really can't afford it." So hopefully today we might have found an affordable option. It's not necessarily cheap, but it's significantly cheaper than the other ones. The other ones I've saved and sold projects to purchase over the years. So we're not discussing those. We're discussing the Yeswelder dp200. This is a MIG, dual pulse MIG. It can do flux core with gas, without gas. It has the ability to do scratch start TIG welding and stick welding, all in one machine. I'm not sure the current price. I'm going to put everything down in the description. There's also links to this welder in the description that if it all works out, you can get a discount on top of the already pretty cheap price, I feel. This company reached out to me. A lot of companies have reached out to me. We'll just say probably close to 30 random companies that want to sell tire inflators and jump packs and torque wrenches and all of these random things that they don't fit in with the channel. So I just ignore the emails. So far, this is the only thing that I've been contacted out of those 30 people or 30 companies that just makes sense for us to try. They reached out to me. They said, "We're going to send this to you." They're not paying me at all. There was zero funds exchanged. They said, "Just try it out. See what you think. Make a video about it. Open it up. Tell everybody what you think. If it's crap, it's crap. That's it. If it works good, tell everybody it works good. We can give you a coupon code and they can get it cheaper for just watching your video. That's it." So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to work on the Ranger. If you've never been here before, this is something that we do every single week. We are building something. This is going to be a hopper. We have body dropped a Mazda pickup truck. We have body dropped a full-size Chevy Caprice. We're always building something cool that goes up and down. And this is the current up and down project of the week. So stick around. Don't forget to do all the normal YouTube-y things with the comments and the likes and all that. And we're going to try this out. Oh, they also sent me a welding helmet to try. And we're not doing the TIG weld part today. I really wanted to get this thing open. I just got it the other day. The TIG weld portion hasn't shown up yet. So if y'all want me to, we'll revisit that maybe next week if it shows up soon. It'll probably be here tomorrow and the video will be done by then. But for now, we're going to test the MIG welding capabilities of it. I went to Harbor Freight and spent my own money again. This was free. This was sent to me. I don't know, free sounds weird. It was sent to me to try. I bought a cart so I can put it on so I don't have to drag it around on the ground. So yeah, I'm just rambling like I do. We'll get this tripod set up and we'll open this thing up and see what it looks like. And just from speaking from past experiences, if anybody has any type of knowledge towards a cheaper welder, I'm the guy. I now own the Big Blue welders. I have owned the Big Blue welders for probably close to 15 years now. As if I'm actually pointing the camera at myself. Until I got that Big Blue welder. I tried the little red ones from Home Depot. I've tried the white ones from Tractor Supply. I'm just not going to throw any brand names out there. You should know what I'm talking about. I have tried the lime green ones that everybody was pushing online back in the day, and that didn't work out. I have tried the black ones that come from Pennsylvania. I haven't had luck with any of them except for the big blue ones. I'm hoping this changes my mind. Pretty much all of those other ones broke immediately out of the box. It was pretty bad. One of those red ones from the big box stores, Home Depot. Also, my dad had, and if you've ever watched any of my shorts, I turned it into a mailbox. I don't know if I just had bad luck. Hopefully, this little guy here changes that. Oh, it is actually a lot cooler looking up on the side of it than the box makes it out to seem. So it was really, I think we got lucky, and everybody's kind of on the same page now. Back in the day, whenever you used to buy random welders off the internet, like kind of like what we're doing now, they didn't come with ends. I was really hoping that everybody got on the same page, and it kind of seems like it has. If you're not from America and you have other random plugs, this is like standard what we would use for our clothes dryers. So that helps out because that's what I've been using for years and years. And it plugs right into my extension cord. So bonus already. I don't have to go to the store and buy a plug for this thing. It comes with little spools of wire. Got some rollers for your different types of wire. MIG torch. An adapter to run it off 110. That's pretty cool because there's been a lot of times where it'd have been really nice if my 300-pound blue welder could go in the backyard and do something for me, but I end up dragging things around the yard to the front of the garage just so I can weld at the doorway of the garage. But this being able to run off of a generator or an extension cord is going to help out a lot. We're losing stuff. Comes with, I imagine, flux core and solid wire. Yeah. The destruction manual. Hose. So there is no regulator. It does come with the hose for the regulator, so I'll just have to swap that off of one of my other randoms. I know that they sell them. I probably could have asked them for it. If I can find a description of that and a link, I'll put that in the description, or if I can find a link for that, I'll put that in the description also. So it also comes with a liner, I believe, is so that you can run aluminum straight through this TIG torch, or MIG gun. I cannot speak today. Yes, number 10 is a graphene feeding liner. I'm not sure if I said that right, but that's a cool option. I know you can put, pretty sure you can put spool guns on these also. Comes with some tips. So yeah, I'm gonna get all this stuff on a cart and try and find a regulator I can hook up to real quick. We're just gonna fire it up. We're gonna see how it does. This is gonna be 100% honest. I will not lie to y'all. Again, I'm not getting paid for any of this, so hopefully it works out because it'd be pretty awesome. Because even the welders from, let's just say, the lesser tool company, the one that has an actual store location by themselves, those things are getting expensive. I've looked at them because I wanted a little 110 welder for a while, again, so I don't have to lug my 300-pounder around, and I just couldn't justify it. just looking at current prices the other day between this and those, there's hundreds of dollars of difference. And this is more capable, potentially. We're going to see. We're going to find out. I'm just rambling along today. So basically my goal with this, again, I want to find an affordable, well, 2025 affordable, which is very different from when I started doing things. An affordable option to build mini trucks. Let's just say the white welder that comes from the tractor company, tractor store. I burnt up the feed on that welder in a month doing the things that I do. It was also a 110 welder, and I didn't know what I was doing, but still, the feed should have lasted more than a month. It actually fits on there pretty good. I was a little hesitant about buying this because I wasn't sure if it was actually going to work. But I'm hoping that this little guy can do everything we need to do to build mini trucks, lowriders. Basically, we need to be able to weld frame rails. We need to weld sheet metal. Sheet metal is a big one. If we're doing body drops, it doesn't matter if it's a traditional body drop or a stock floor body drop. You're still doing sheet metal work. Either you're cutting the whole floor out or you're cutting the trans tunnel out. And this, basically, if this can do this, do sheet metal a little easier for me, like if I can run a lower aught wire, that'd be great, because my big one, I have to put a 33 pound and up spool inside of that, and swapping spools to do that, I just run 035 and everything. If I can run 030 in this, that would be awesome. It would make fabricating significantly easier when it comes to stuff like that. I'm not even going to bother reading the instructions unless we get to a stumped part. Let's see how easy this is to set up. Wheeling it already. So 30 solid wire. I think this is flux core or gas shielded. Welcome Metal Artist. Judging by the quick reviews that I did, or the review reading that I did when I was asked about this, they seem pretty solid. Not totally sure which way that spring goes in there. We're gonna find out though. This is a completely different design than anything I've ever owned. Not saying it's bad, just I've never had one that looked like this. The swivel's kind of cool. I don't think I've ever, I don't know. It feels good. We'll see. Nice. Actually screws right into the gauge I already owned. That works out well. The type of fitting that they put on there is not meant for Teflon. Do not goop Teflon on there. All you're going to do is mess it up. we are gonna see if I can navigate this digital display, which I've never had one like this. My welder just has little numbers, pretty much. See if we can navigate this thing without the instruction manual first. See if I can figure it out. Is that satisfying peel there? It's a lot of information on a little welder. Peel. Oh, this is cool. You can choose the material that you're welding. Steel, stainless steel, and then 2 different types of aluminum. You can choose the gas that you're using, which we are using a 75-25 mix. It has, actually, let me bring y'all in. I can actually see this, hopefully. I've owned a lot of affordable style welders, and then none of them have ever been this fancy. So you can choose, let me scroll down. Okay. 100% CO2 argon mix. Yeah, we're going to be on 75-25. We're using 030 wire. Oh, you can pick the thickness. Oh, I did not realize this. I haven't watched anything about this welder. Just read a couple of reviews. This is pretty cool. I've never had an auto set style welder. I'm assuming you can just pick it and then go for it. There's a memory also. So you can adjust your amperage after you've picked your thickness. Interesting. And if you got it way out of whack, you can always go back to where you were. Or you can adjust the voltage by itself also. Yeah, this is pretty fancy. Oh, there we go. Pick what type of welding we're going to do, which we're doing MIG. Pulse off. I've never used a MIG welder at pulse, so we'll have to try that. I want to say when you do pulse, yeah, it changes what exact like the gas type that you need. So we're not going to be able to test the pulse today because I don't have 90%. Oh, that's interesting. Turn the gas on. You can just test the gas for flow. This is pretty cool. I'm kind of impressed for the price of these things. MIG gun, spool gun. Let's do something on the frame. Got 3/16 in there. Yeah, we'll fire up and do some real world testing here. We'll make some plates for the truck since we need to be working on the truck anyway, and try and weld something to it with this thing. I gotta figure out if I can get that 90% gas so we can actually try the dual pulse portion of it, because I don't think that you can just wing it with the gas, and I've never had a welder that I needed that gas with, so But that's only on the dual pulse portion, or pulse portion. I don't, for just what we're doing right now, is not necessary. So don't get discouraged. Yeah, we gotta make some plates and try and weld something to this truck. So I'm getting the lenses set up on this welding helmet that they also sent me to try out, which again, another potentially affordable option, hopefully. Hopefully it's good. It comes with a green lens in it, which I'm assuming is some type of high visibility thing. My buddy Kevin came in from Potato Land yesterday to hang out for a little while, all the way from the other side of the United States. So he's gonna join us for the rest of the video. Maybe we can get two opinions going here rather than just mine. After I get this lens in here. The yellow lens, there's probably a reason for it and it probably helps, but it's kind of weird to look through, so we're gonna go with what I know for now. And maybe we'll revisit that later. Not a bad looking helmet. It's very narrow compared to mine. These are all pretty much the same thing. I have Lincolns and a couple Snap-ons. All of the lenses in these are made by the same company. They're all Coates lenses. I imagine that Yeswelder is its own thing, so I don't know. The sensitivity is very, very high on this. It's very clear though. I don't know if I can somehow manage to get the GoPro in there, but give you an idea. It's pretty clear. Besides all my fingerprints I just put all over it. So we're going to test this out today too. See if this is a good option for everybody. So we're going to do some, like I said, real world testing here. Something that I need to do anyway because we need to make progress on the Ranger. I had mentioned a couple weeks ago I need to pocket this to give room for this to travel in and out when we're three-wheeling and stuff. I want to do both sides. I don't know if we're going to weld it in the frame yet, but we can make the pockets. What I'm thinking, I got some 2x4. I'm going to cut the seamed side off and then weld cap on the top of it and then weld this into the frame. So we're going to get this cut and we'll make the caps for the top. And we'll try out the welder with the caps and then we'll come up with some other random thing that we need to weld together today. The only reason I'm not welding in the frame today is because we have to jack the truck back up and that takes forever. So feeling kind of lazy. I guess it was already going. Come over to the old scrap pile here. It'll work. I don't like getting that close. I don't like getting that close. I don't. Get off? That right angle or speed square, whatever. So far we're looking pretty good. Got our 2x4 notched out here. Try and get this stuff lined up. Might have to cut the corners off, Kevin.
Why is that thin quarter? Because there's a little thin cut. Mig should take care of that easy.
Oh yeah.
If I turn it around, yes.
I just want it like half and half-ish.
Mm-hmm. That's what I did.
I think we are ready to fire this thing up. So for this scenario, Kevin gets to try out the Yeswelder helmet and see what we think about it. I got the machine set on 3/16 030.
I do like the
It feels good.
Yeah, the big plate on the back.
Yeah.
It's
giant dome friendly.
Yes. We're no shortage of that.
It's spicy. Whoa. Helps if you don't push over what you're welding. It's pretty good. It's a lot better than the other random ones I've purchased.
Even welding the image is clear as hell.
The helmet is?
It's clear.
And it burnt.
So far, I'm really happy with this thing.
I'm gonna burn up my magnet. Got my expert welding bench out because if you've been here before, you understand that my welding bench is always covered in randomness. This is, I set it for 3/16. This material is 3/16. This is not. So it's probably a little warm for what we're doing here, but it's not bad. So far, this thing, I'm surprised, I guess. Let me get you some gloves. That thing has some heat pumping out of it. Again, we got our expert jig table here, setting up for the perfect weld.
Yeah.
But so far, off camera, Kevin was giving good graces to the welding helmet. He said it's very clear.
Almost. I hate the gloves.
That's all I got.
It's fine.
Weld the whole thing. So it does have a automatic fan, I noticed, that kicks up, kind of like my big boy welder. So it's very, very quiet when it's idling and you're not using it, and it ramps up as it gets warmer. And I'm imagining it's going to ramp down. I'm not sure. But so far, it's looking pretty good. I mean, it's hotter than, or I would say it's capable of being hotter than anything I've paid for the same price back in the day. Because back in the day, you were getting a 110 welder for the same money, and you're not getting very far. We built a lot of stuff, Kevin and I, with a 110 welder. 110 welders don't get this hot. They're not capable of doing things like this. They do not produce 200 amps. We haven't welded on the 110 yet. I would like to fire that up because it's been about 20 something years since I've welded with a 110, and probably been 20 something years since I've welded with 030 wire. So we're gonna come up with something else we can fabricate real quick and try and weld some other stuff together. So the only other things I really can do with the truck on the ground is weld the plates that go across the top. This being a truck and the bed being to the fact it has the bolt to it, we're going to have to skip past where the bed bolts go through. So I need to go in the shed and cut some strips of steel, and then we can weld that to there and see if we can get this thing to mess up at all. Basically, it's like a really impromptu, quick torture test, in a way, just to see. Curiosity. And the fan does ramp back down once the welder cools down. It did let it sit there and go through its thing, and it does go back to pretty quiet. So I'm gonna drag some extension cords out and get some steel so we can continue working for the rest of the day.
what I'm thinking.
What, you tell him? You force him in now?
Fucking forcing them.
No cursing, Kevin. This is a PG family channel.
I apologize for everything I've caused up to this moment.
But people that have never been here before, this part might sound a little weird. Plating the frame, doing hopping stuff, making the truck go up and down aggressively. I can't just run a single strip. I could if I modified the bed and went back and forth and did way, way more work than it's ever necessary. But instead of doing that, we're just going to skip past the bedpost. The most stressful point in this is this area to about this area. This is a continuous piece. That we're doing it because we're here and we can. I think skipping it's going to be perfectly fine. Just throwing it out there. And also throwing it out there, if you came here just to watch a welding video, I am not a professional welder and I never claimed to be. So if you see any techniques that I use that are not correct, I understand. It's okay. We're just winging it. We're having fun, so don't come after me. We're doing some garage activities here. I'm gonna cut this so we can continue to stress test that. You have one of these yet, Kevin?
Piece of poster board?
The pen?
No, but I like those a lot.
Highly,
It really well, man.
highly recommend because you can write on anything.
Yeah.
It's wax.
Wax. Yeah.
You're gonna need to assist me with this, Kevin.
Okay.
You can either be the holder guy or the pusher guy.
Just tell me what you want me to do. Is this the pushing part?
Yeah, probably. Just cut the first.
Just want to just cut it and be done?
Yeah, that's fine.
If you can also put that camera in front of the welding, inside the welding mask, you can show exactly what they're seeing.
Good. Shot. That's That's exactly what I was trying to do. I'm impressed. Not my finest work, but I've welded with a lot of small welders, and they constantly get over hot, and then the puddle starts to turn into mush and drop off. You know what I mean? This is pretty impressive. I'm not saying that just because they sent me a welder. It's torn off. Apparently my regulator is not happy today. It's been on that welder for 11 or 12 years and never had an issue. I bolted to something else and I guess it's not happy about it, so it started freaking out. Hopefully it starts working again. Yeah. Let's try this again. Round 4. Okay. So far, this thing is, I'm impressed. I would spend my money on it if they didn't send it to me and I needed a MIG welder that literally would do everything. You could build a lowrider with this easily. Bag truck. We're going to do a couple tests. It's already getting pretty late in the day. Like, I still need to edit this video and it's already like 4:45. So we're going to do a couple tests and then we're going to wrap it up, I think. And then I'm going to put this thing through its paces all week long and report back to y'all next week. And then I think next week we're also going to, if the TIG portion shows up, we'll try that out. But so far, I'm very impressed. I only have 030 wire that'll fit in this welder because, again, my spools are 33-pound spools. They're, I don't know, bigger than a foot round. It won't physically fit in there. So I cranked it up to 1/4-inch capabilities, which is all it'll let me do on 030 wire. And we're going to weld some 3/8 plate and see how it feels. I know that it's not a scientific test. Like, again, I'm not a welder for a living, so we're just going to see what it does. And then after that, I'll try and find some sheet metal, and we're going to do just some little testing. We got the real world scenarios out of the way, and then we'll do a couple bench testings and finish it up, and I'll give you my honest review of things I don't like. There's a couple things, not a lot, still wouldn't stop me from spending the money, but a couple things that I would buy to upgrade it after the purchase of it. So we'll see what it does on some very thick 3/8 plate. I can't believe this little thing puts out that kind of power. Genuinely, that's wild. Let's find some sheet metal and we'll come back. I don't know. These came out of the scrap bin. So I'll just overlap them. See what it feels like. If I can find a spot that's actually semi-flat. Gotta change my settings first. What do you think that is? 18?
Yeah.
We'll go with 18. So I've only ever used one welder that did auto setting, and it belonged to a friend of mine. And it was one of the blue brands, and I hated the way that it worked. It always seemed to me like it was too cold. But this, on the 3/8 plate, that weld might be a little cold, might be a little undercut. But again, we're welding the wrong thickness with the wrong wire with the all of the wrong things, and I don't think that's going anywhere. So far, it seems like the settings are real, like they actually worked on it and made it right. I know what I'm using on my next body drop. If I try to do this with a Miller, with 035 in there, I've never put 030 in there, it would burn through. There's no way you could run a continuous bead with penetration all the way through. It's pretty wild. I'm impressed. I'm just saying. Alright, we're going to wrap this up. I'll give you everything that I don't like about it, and that'll probably be it for today. Final thoughts here. Again, let's just say, because I don't know the pricing of these things normally, let's just say the 600-ish range, something like that. If you want to do TIG capabilities, you got to buy the TIG torch, but it does have the capabilities of doing that. If you want to do spool gun, it's an additional thing. Everything that we've done with it, I'm extremely impressed. I cannot do this with my big welder. If I try to do a continuous bead on 16 gauge, or I think this is 18 gauge, I will burn all the way through that. At first I was going to do little tack welds, and then I decided to run an actual bead, and it goes through it pretty quick. I genuinely impressed. Again, I'm not saying it because they sent this stuff to me. They told me honest review. So here comes the honesty part. Doesn't come with a regulator. Not super exciting. Checked on Amazon. You can get a cheapy regulator for under $30. Not a big deal. The thing I don't agree with is the ground clamp is very, very cheesy. It is extremely thin sheet metal. Apparently it's rated for what it needs to do. It might not be a problem. You would just kind of expect something more than this. Again, it might be fine. And you can get, I can't remember how to pronounce it, Edco, whatever it is, ground clamp for $30-ish if you had to. If it burnt up for any reason. It just doesn't look like it would last that long. I think my only other gripe is you have to be pretty close to what you're welding, because the lead is pretty short. So I have a really little garage. My welder that I usually use over there, I end up having to drag it out so I can weld things over here. This just seems pretty small to me. So like, if you had a tiny area like I do, and your welder generally lives in one area in the garage, I don't pull my welder out. This, again, it's personal preference stuff. It's not even a problem. I like leaving the welder in one spot and not moving it. Just fire it up and go. This, you would have to move it around with you the entire time because the lead is so short. Outside of that, I don't have any problems with it. It works perfectly fine. And Kevin gets to do the review on the welding helmet. Oh.
Hold on, let me get dressed up here.
Oh, you gonna magnetize it too?
Well, what else am I gonna use? Just hold it. Maybe up there.
Don't let it touch your beard, because it makes scratchy noises.
Scratchy noises. All right, helmet. Where is it? There it is. Helmet's cool. Helmet works great. Crystal clear. For the price,
We looked at them, they're like $50.
yeah, $50. I would use it every day. Figure your average helmet's what, $300 for a good high name brand.
We looked at reviews, and they're all like 4.7.
4.7.
Everything says like 4.7 out of like 1,000 reviews.
Yeah, I would say strong points, crystal clear image. This nice back pad, the back of your head pad here is really soft. It works really well. I'd say only key element that I don't like would be when you're looking through it.
We have massive heads.
Yes, it is a little tight here, but then again, like Chris said, we have massive heads. I wish there was a little bit more here because it does allow a lot of light in, but
Yeah.
outside of that, $50, that's like,
100% worth the $50.
it's well worth it.
This whole video wasn't supposed to be about the helmet. They just sent the helmet with it, so we figured we'd talk about it.
Hell, I'd buy one.
So overall, we didn't make huge progress on the truck this weekend, but we had a little detour, and hopefully it helped somebody out. These people, again, they just wanted an honest review. They didn't pay me to talk about this thing. They just wanted to see what I thought about it. And I think it's good. So they sent me some links. If you use the affiliate link, it helps me, it helps you, because if you use my code that they gave me, you get 10% off. And if you come back around Black Friday, so we'll give it like a week or two, around Black Friday, I'm going to have a really good coupon. The coupon I'm putting out right now is 10%. Coupon around Black Friday is even more. So stick around, subscribe, check back in, and you can get that thing for a significant deal. Just saying. You can use the coupon code now. If you need something right now, go for it. But we're going to be back next weekend working on the Ranger. We're going to try to get all of the stuff plated all along the top. We're going to jack the truck back up. We're going to put our pockets in that we just made this weekend to clearance those bolts. And we're going to keep adding weight to this thing and trying to get it to go up and down. Once the top of the frame is plated and we get it jacked back up and we go over some stuff, I'm going to get some friends to help me carry the bed in here, and we're going to do some test fitting to make sure the bed fits. I got to order gas tank, blah, 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 blah. I'm rambling. I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully an affordable welder helps somebody out there that just needs a welder. If I was starting out, 1,000% would purchase.
We've had a lot of welders growing up.
And we've had a ton of welders. Yeah, I explained that in the beginning before you got here. I've had, in my life, probably 8. We went through a lot of garbage. And I can tell you, the garbage points itself out right away. And that has not. I even looked at reviews when I was Googling the helmet earlier. And it seems like everybody's happy with that welder also, longevity-wise. So, in the next couple weeks, or the foreseeable future, we're going to continue to use it, and I'll keep reporting back and tell you how it is and if I burn it up or not. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next Sunday.